Hi everyone, welcome. This is Gem 314 Tarot. I hope I find you all well. Thank you for returning and hello if you're new. What are we doing today? Pisces. We're dealing with Neptune and Saturn has been in you for a while and now they're turning retrograde within days of each other this week. So let's address it. We'll talk about it, okay? Now I might be right on top of the energies right now. I was hoping to be like a day ahead, but that didn't happen. And that's fine. It comes out whenever it comes out, whenever we're meant to hear it. So we've got, oh, that's right. I wrote this yesterday or the day before when the moon was in Pisces, but now it moved into Aries. So I cut that part out. So let's go to it. Neptune and Saturn. Holy crap. Okay. They are slow movers. They're generational influences. Interestingly, both are set to go retrograde in Pisces within the week. Saturn goes stationary on the 29th, which I believe is today. This feels like there was relief in sight from the control, the dogmatic restraint, and persistent regulation of religion in society. But then, like a lasso, we're pulled back into it as Saturn reverses and digs into the doctrine like a tick. It's a frustrating, discouraging feeling that we were so close to liberation just to be dragged back down in the Kraken's grasp. Saturn's lessons are harsh. They're harsh when we refuse them, and this time period is no cakewalk, as we see in the current social culture. The resurgence of religion and conservative norms battling for moral control, but coming forward in a diverted, perverted, inverted energy. It's like blind with fear at the idea of extinction. It's lashing out and in a last grasp of survival tightened its grip on us. But Saturn only holds us as long as it takes for us to learn the lessons. It's in those lessons that we can learn the keys to the chains and release ourselves. Saturn is a harsh taskmaster. He is the tormentor and the liberator. We will suffer his lessons, but only as long as we ignore that he is also trying to give us the answers to them. Now, with Saturn retrograding back into Pisces, when release was so close, we're being called to go back and review because we have not grasped our education yet. In other words, we flunked and we have to repeat it. Saturn will retrograde in Pisces until November 15th, 10 days after Election Day. Let's hope we pass the test this time. Now, Neptune is Pisces' ruler, god of the deep, crushing ocean. His planet rules dreams and illusions. He is a higher vibration of Venus in that he brings inspiration and compassion. But his depths are difficult and strange, and few can journey through them comfortably. There's danger in those waters. It's the deep, deep waters of the subconscious. We can get stuck there, either by becoming disoriented in fear or so bewitched by the illusion that we go to the sirens willingly. This combination is plainly that Neptune is guiding us to look within at the illusions we constructed in regards to social structures and religion. That's Saturn's domain. And we need to pull apart truth and enlightenment from blind faith and delusion. Separate fear from phobia, identify the devil within, and realize that the devil as an outer construct is the real illusion. Saturn rules Capricorn, whose card in the tarot is the devil. He is the bondage, restrictions, dogma, servitude that we put on ourselves. We allow it. It's a choice. The devil is the lovers in chains, and the lovers is a choice, because love is always a choice. And it's our choice to relinquish the chains. We have free will, and the divine will not interfere in that. We must choose our liberation in order to clear the clouds from our sight. And once we come through it, we can see where we were wrong. But while we're still in torment, We want others to suffer too. We hate those who have thrown off their own chains. Freedom is offensive to those who embrace their own oppression. The light burns when your eyes have been in darkness so long, and sudden illumination feels like suffering. Neptune goes stationary 2 days after Saturn on July 1st and will be retrograde until December 6th, which is about a month after Election Day, suggesting that it will take some weeks to come out of the deep slumber and clear the crust from our eyes. The question is, what will we see in our reality when we wake up? I've often described Moon and Pisces energy as an I weep for humanity kind of energy. That's me personally. And now I know why, as Pisces has had Saturn and Neptune in it since, Saturn's been there since about 2011, or Neptune's been there since 2011, and Saturn just got there last year and will remain there until February 2026. That's about another year and a half, 2 years, year and a half. So it seems like we might have some more lessons to learn. This is some of the most difficult testing that we've seen in a generation. So we have Neptune and Saturn in Pisces. What exactly is influencing these lessons? Okay. Well, at the moment, and for the last little while, and for a little bit more, Neptune has been in direct opposition with Lilith and Virgo. So Pisces and Virgo are direct opposites. Balances yet mirrors, you know what I mean, opposites of the teeter-totter. When one is out of whack, the other one kind of feels it, okay? So here in Pisces, we have Neptune and Saturn, taskmasters, digging deep, trying to restructure things that we have, built an illusion on, okay? And that's in direct opposition with Lilith and Virgo. So I did explain Lilith and Virgo in depth, I believe, in the Aries reading. I will, you can go back into my videos, and I think that was just like 2 or 3 readings ago. You can find it. But for those of you who can't, I will address it now. So get comfy because this might be a little bit long. Lilith is the defiant, independent goth girl of the zodiac. She was Adam's first wife before Eve, but Lilith was an empowered, independent, autonomous equal to Adam. But he didn't want an equal. He didn't want a boss baddie, someone that would have forced him to be better and match her. He wanted an obedient trad wife, so his masculine ego could feel superior without having to have earned it. He felt entitled to it because he was the masculine. Now, what the original watered down myth about Lilith is that as his equal, she would not submit, quote unquote, submit, which some people think means accept Adam in missionary position. When she looked at him like, why do I need to be on the bottom? I'm your equal. I'm not submissive. I'm not lower than you. I'm equal. And Adam wanted to top. So he complained to God about it. So, so what did God do? Instead of creating Adam another equal from the divine spark again, like Lilith, God gave Adam the match he deserved. An imperfect, pliable mate. Flawed, incomplete, from himself, not from God. Now the masculine has to function with his own inadequacies mirrored back at him. And instead of being angry at his own behavior, he blames the mirror for showing it. Instead of accepting what God created for him because it required him to behave in a condition of exaltation. All I know is Lilith would not have fallen for the serpent and his apple. Okay? But Lilith and Eve are a representation of the split feminine energy. Eve's energy is all duty and deference, self-sacrifice and passivity, where Lilith is self-determination, expression, competency, and strength. What is happening is the work of reuniting the two sides of the broken feminine energy. They're both valid, powerful, and integral to the authentic expression of the feminine half of God. Lately, it's been difficult with Lilith being an earthy Virgo, because Virgo is represented by the literal virgin priestesses of the Temple of Vesta, the goddess of home, domesticity, and traditional feminine gender roles. Yikers. But we've been seeing this play out all over social media and politics and the cultural structures right now. Women got a little liberty with all those rights over their bodies and voices and life goals. So misogyny came roaring back and rescinded the small improvements that took 2,000 years to achieve in the first place. Lilith was pissed before. Now she's super pissed. Her anger was so intense, mythology turned her into a demon. But she wasn't mad at God. She's mad at Adam for what he did to her and to Eve. They were two sides of the same sword, broken asunder like the shards of Narsil. Lilith is angry at Eve's treatment too, and she's angry at her for letting it happen. But, back to the astrology here. So as long as the feminine power is separate, humanity suffers. The balance of the two feminine sides were torn apart. It was a desecration to the female co-creator that was proclaimed in Proverbs 8. Men don't realize that defiling the feminine in turn perverted themselves, as we have seen of men's leadership in the last 2,000 to 3,000 years, running the world with force instead of peace, enslavement instead of freedom, hate, lies, and war instead of humility. Lilith energy is the anger of the discarded, empowered, encouraged, self-authorized feminine in favor of submission and mistreatment. Saturn is making damn sure that we learn the harsh lesson of our choices. The test is, do we fight to keep it divided? Or do we release the mistakes and re-empower the feminine? We can see in the populace that the prospect of illumination is painful to some. So, that's the big generational energy at work here, Pisces. So that's more like background energy. That's things that are happening outside of our control, but we're living through it, we're living in it, and we're watching it. We're trying to understand where we fit in it, how we feel about it, how we want to change it, things like that. But we're going to take it down in the tarot and come into the 3D and deal with some of the things that are happening a little closer to our vibration, okay? Now, this may still play out with some influences from the larger energies, but let's see how the tarot plays out. Now, I laid out the Animal Wisdom deck like I usually do, my first layer, the seen on top and the unseen on the bottom. I was doing past, present, future, but I started to be more drawn to just taking the top three as a whole and the bottom three as a whole. So this is energy that's in the scene. That's stuff that we show other people. That's stuff that we can see manifesting, that the tangible things that we deal with in day-to-day life. And then the three on the bottom is unseen energy. This could be energy that is coming up from coming up towards the surface, or it could be energy that's working in the background. It could be people, situations, and influences that we don't see. It could be all those things. So in the top layer, in the scene energy here, Pisces, we have the spider, That's the Wheel of Fortune card. So to me, this again feels like the turning of the heavens, okay? The cosmic clock. This is, the turning of the zodiac. Everything keeps spinning, okay? And this is divine timing because, like I said, the zodiac is a huge clock. And instead of just second, minute, and hour hands, there's, so many different little points that turn and are at work. So, but it will always turn. Um, Wheel of Fortune energy is fate, karma, and time, but it's also a journey. It's shifting fortunes. It's a call to adjust your path and work with the flow. Okay. It's weaving your fate as the universe guides you towards it. I love that. I love that. Weave your fate as the universe guides you towards it. It says create your path and create your fate. Okay, so then we have jellyfish, which is the five of shells, the five of cups. Okay, this is regret. So there's disappointment here, regret, loss, and grief. There's setbacks and a call to release and heal. And there's self-blame here because there's been a cost. This says you need to forgive yourself and let go. It says, obsessing over what is gone prevents joy in what remains. If you remember the Five of Cups, it's someone crying over three spilled cups, but the Two of Cups is behind him. So, but there's some dispute on the energy of that two cups because some people say he's crying over the three cups spilled, but he's ignoring the two of cups behind him, and the two of cups again is the promise of new love. But there are some ways that you can interpret it as he's crying over the loss of the three of cups, but it's because he is preserving the two behind him. Okay, so maybe the three were toxic. The three, okay, there was another way they were showing me this. This might resonate with some. He's crying over the Three of Cups, and the Three of Cups is celebration, okay? It's the friend group, it's celebrating together, it's joy, it's, things like that. Since that comes after the Two of Cups, which was a commitment, you have the Two of Cups, a commitment, the Three of Cups, which was celebration of that commitment, and then the Four of Cups, which was what was it? Apathy in that relationship. This feels like the progression feels like it was the end of a honeymoon phase. Like the shine came off of it. The Three of Cups was celebration and now it's spilled. So it feels like somebody's mourning the fact that the relationship is not joyous anymore. Like they're mourning the celebratory phase of being in that relationship. And now they kind of left the idea that it was formed in love, but love brings with it obligations and things like that. You change for your lover, you make room for your lover. There's accommodations to be made for your lover. And sometimes those things, like, I feel like it's very settled, and then somebody just kind of mourns the fact that the celebratory phase is over, you know? So that Five of Cups is like, man, it used to be so much fun, and now it's just hard work. Well, yeah, that's the normal progression of relationships, you know? And then at here next to it, you drop the bull, the keeper of sacred tradition, the hierophant, the high priest, the pope. Okay, so this is Saturn energy. This is what we were talking about in the intro. This is the structure. This is the obligation. This is the contract. This is, the responsibilities. This is tradition. It's like It's like there was a hard decision made on something, but the reason it was hard is because there was a lot of expectations here that this would go to plan, that this would be a, you know, quote unquote, function in the constraints of tradition. So here in the unseen, we have heron, which is two of feathers, meaning there's the two of swords. So there's a decision here, very difficult decision. And it has to do with, the next card is hippo, 10 of shells, which is the 10 of cups. There was something had to do with the, I feel like this feeling of emotional fulfillment may have been an illusion. Okay. Next to that, we have elephant, the bearer of justice. This is Libra energy. And we have Libra and Taurus here. And that's Venus energy. And where is Venus right now? Let me check real quick. Venus is in Cancer right now. I don't know how long it's been there. Venus in Cancer. Okay. And Cancer is the mother. She's the nurturer. That's very Eve energy. If we're thinking about it, Eve energy is giving everything to the family, to the kids, to the people that are in our care, to the home, to rhythms and cycles and intuition. And it's using intuition in order to make better decisions for the people we're caring for. That's Cancer energy. That's very Eve energy. So there was some kind of judgment, some kind of justice, some kind of karma brought to that energy. And I feel like it was a tough decision because it was supposed to be so fulfilling. You know what I mean? Hippo energy, the 10 of shells, is happiness and harmony, practicality. It says, let your emotional abundance give you strength and peace. This says, float in happiness and love fiercely, because hippos love fiercely. The 10 of shells here has a rainbow on it, which means that they came through something that was difficult in order to get there. And now the rainbow indicates that the worst is behind you. So I feel like for some people in the collective, there was a relinquishing of some old burden because the hope was to go towards a true 10 of cups, a true 10 of cups. Okay, we've got the 5 of cups here and the Hierophant, which means like a regretful involvement in a obligation relationship. Okay? A relationship that had too much obligation. I need a different word. Responsibility. I also hear or feel so much time had passed with that Wheel of Fortune that it took a long time to see the regret. It took a long time to feel the loss because you were functioning in an energy of, this is the way it's supposed to be because this was the vow I made. This was the promise. This is tradition. This is doctrine. Again, what did I say? Doctrine and oh, here we go. Customs, traditions, rituals, beliefs. I paused at 2424 for anyone looking for number syncs. I usually don't get good, clear number syncs like that. Where was I? Okay, the wheel is turned. There was something that was let go of, and there's regret here and grief. You've got the Hierophant, which was tradition and ritual. It says support, Grounded practical advice, comfort and counsel, proceed with confidence. It said spirituality over dogma. Okay, spirituality over dogma. All right, all right. Um, yeah, Taurus. This is very yeah, but you know it's funny because I know Tauruses, Taurians, Tauruses. I know Tauruses that go both ways. Ha ha. No pun intended. I know a couple Tauruses that were very, very traditional. You know, very feminine. It's a feminine energy. Um, Libra, the other sign that Venus rules is a masculine energy. So there's the balance there. Um, they were very girly girls. But then I known a couple of Tauruses that were, you know, not so girly girls. They bucked the system. There's nothing traditional about them bitches, and I love that. You know. But then again, it could very well have to do with things that are other things in the chart, like the Taurus girls that I knew that were girly girls were from my generation, and we had Pluto in Libra, and in the '70s generation, and then the ones that I know that are more liberated girly girls are the younger generation, born in like the '90s. You know, the Gen Z, yeah, Gen Z, I think. So there was a bucking of tradition. I love that bucking kind of tradition phrase to say when it has to come when it has to do with the bull. Okay, the bucking of that tradition. Excuse me. Now, underneath the bull, another major arcana came with the justice card. So we've got bull energy and elephant energy. So there was a definite stubbornness going on here. There was like um, uh, uh, when things go head to head, when they butt heads, there was a butting heads of some powerful energy here. There was the structure of tradition against formidable, the formidable countenance of justice. Okay, tradition versus justice. Taurus, Libra, Venus energy. So underneath the five of shells, the five of cups, underneath the regret, there was the 10 of shells. The 10 of cups, this is hippo energy. This is the fulfilling, loving, you know, everybody's happy. Everybody's in the pool. Everyone's taken care of. I don't know if you noticed, but my light flickered. Everyone's taken care of. Everyone's happy. But there is an underlying, just a small underlying feeling because hippo is not very it's not a gregarious energy. It's not a gregarious animal when it feels threatened. Okay, when it feels threatened it goes on the offense. Now the bad thing about that energy is that it can even go on the offense to others within the within the a relationship. Okay, so here we've got the 10 of cups and it looks like a family, right? Father, mother, two kids. Okay, so I feel like there could be, or three kids, I'm sorry, I missed one. There could be a feeling here that the harmony in the relationship in this family structure was a little bit iffy. Not iffy, but fragile, vulnerable. Okay, when it was stable, it was stable. When everyone was happy, everyone was happy. But when there was a threat to that balance, that stability, I feel like there could have been retaliation in there. There could have been hot tempers. There could have been like it was. There now. This isn't for most of the collective. This is just for a small amount. There's just for a small group, and in this group, I feel that the obligation was what kept them together. And what people didn't see, because it's here in the hidden, is that there was a lot of regret that had gone into this 10 of cups. It feels like Like, I'm, I get this, I hear you cannot, I hate to say it, but I feel like somebody was kept in a Ten of Cups situation because it was their duty. Duty, okay? It was their duty. So there was, it wasn't, oh, hang on. Let me try to gather my thoughts here. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's like it looked fine, but it was tentative. It's like any wrong step would have set somebody off because there was going because they felt like it was a threat to the stability. Okay, that's how it's coming out. Now, underneath the, I'm so sorry, I stutter very badly. I apologize. Underneath the spider, the Wheel of Fortune, we have the heron with the two of feathers, which is the two of swords. There was a choice here. There was a decision here. Twos are always a decision between two different things. Here is the decision between two different truths. You see the heron? And it's under moon energy. The moon is in Cancer right now, I believe. That's very watery energy from the point of view of mothering. I believe I just addressed that a couple minutes ago, I think. I hope so. Yeah, mothering, nurturing, taking care of the people in your vicinity. But here we've got two truths. It's like floating on top of this emotional waters is two things that are true at the same time. Now, I don't know what this could be. This if this is one relationship over another, if this is a choice between two different situations, that is that only you can decide what these two truths are. The key to the Two of Swords is that neither one becomes reality until you pick. Okay? Because right now they're equal. But neither one can come into reality until you choose one. Because once you pick up the sword that you choose, then you can bring that energy down and make that reality. Okay? Heron is inner vision, head and heart. So that's what you're balancing, head and heart. But right now, both are equal. You have to choose which way to go. Okay? Reflect and examine, and this is introspection. It says peer deeply and contemplate patiently. Okay? So that means no matter how hard somebody's pushing you to make a decision, you must block that out. Now, the Two of Swords is somebody who's got the blindfold over her eyes, and she's got the two swords up in like an X formation over her heart chakra, which means she's not accepting any opinions, she's not accepting any new information, she's not accepting any new options, any new oh, I heard ultimatums. No, none of that. She has her two things that she's pondering, and she will make the decision herself. I say she because justice in those cards is traditionally um, illustrated as a feminine. However, that's energy, okay? Gender ain't shit but boobs and wieners. And in the eye, baby, in the grand scheme of spiritual energy, boobs and wieners is only an earthly thing, earthly human body thing. It does not play out in the grand scheme of all creation. All right. So leave boobs and wieners in the 3D. It's an illusion. Okay. That's bullshit. Energy is, like I was saying earlier about Lilith and Eve, it's the balance of energies here. So, like I was saying here with Venus, we've got Taurus and Libra. Taurus is the feminine and Libra is the masculine energy in that dynamic. Okay? Maybe that's what the upheaval in the Ten of Cups was. maybe that's what the imbalance was, that kind of felt like the party's over, the shine is off, the honeymoon phase. Maybe somebody who was in this traditional Saturn mindset of what traditional roles were couldn't feel comfortable with the idea that the Libra was the masculine and the Taurus was the feminine. Okay, that's if there was Taurus, and you know what I mean. This could be just a question of gender roles, even. So the anchor card here was the Page of Cups. We've got the cute penguin. Okay, I can say penguin, unlike Bendly, Crumbly, Snenderbatch, who can't say penguin. How would we raise the kids? Tell me. Ugh. So here in the penguin, the Page of Cups, talking to the little fish in the shell, is devotion, charity, sentimentality. Page of Cups is Cancer energy again. Faithful, social, comfortable in love. Dutiful, steadfast, doting, and nurturing. This is bring deep emotion to the surface. And the reason I chose that phrase is because what the Page of Cups represents is not just an quote unquote an apology is coming. That's how they always interpret it. No, it's deeper than that. That page went to the ocean, dipped his cup in, pulled up that fish, and is like, what does it look like down there? Is it calm? Is it murky? Is it still in turmoil? Um, is everything healthy down there? What is the lay of the emotional deep? Okay, and he brings up his cup, hi baby, and he asks the fish what it looks like, and the fish is telling him, well, it depends, and that's what it will depend on what card you drop around and with the Page of Cups, what his answer is. All right, so the anchor here is, I feel like somebody, some in the collective have made some hard decisions about relationships. And again, that plays in with the Libra, Aries, South Node, North Node dynamic. We had been in relationships where we gave way too much and we diminished our own power, we diminished our own health, we diminished our own goals, we diminished ourselves in order to try to balance that relationship because it was so out of balance. We had to push so much of ourselves onto the other side. We might as well have just been having a relationship with ourselves because that would have balanced it even better. Excuse me. So there was regret here, regret in giving so much, and regret in the fact that it didn't help. It didn't help, it didn't work, it didn't matter. Okay? And we were stuck in it because that's just the custom, that's the tradition, that's the obligation we took. Okay? For better or worse, in sickness and in health. Well, guess what? We almost died. So now we're going to Jon Snow that shit and we're going to move on. And that's the energy of the North Node entering Aries, where we are taking our power back. Now, when we think of it in regards to the Lilith opposition with Neptune and Saturn and Pisces, this is like, the feminine trying to rebalance herself, okay? But on the more personal, down to earth scale, again, this could be some of us coming through a cycle where we had to relinquish relationships that had been toxic. And even though it looked nice on the surface, underneath, there was just, I heard it was too delicate a balance to how do they want me to say this? It was too delicate a balance to be feasible anymore, you know? And so when we had to bring what was the last card here? Justice. We had to bring justice, balance, karma, and integrity. But we used wisdom, patience, and our moral compass. That's the wonderful thing about elephant energy, is that the integrity is there. She is pure love. She is the thing about karma is that it is neutral. Okay? It's unbiased. It will deal the way it deals, and you reap what you put in. Okay? The moral compass. It is grounding after change. It's truth, unbiased, fairness, and honor. It says recenter yourself with honesty. Okay, so you have to be honest about what kept you there. You had to be honest about what you got out of it. You have to be honest about what you put into it. And you have to be honest about where you are now with it. Okay, the thing with elephant energy, and I love elephant energy. I have my little elephant light here. It is extremely grounded, but it is also one of the most intuitively advanced animals on the planet. I think some of the deep ocean animals like whales and orcas and sharks and dolphins like that, the ones with the very, very large advanced brains, that they can receive that intuitive, I'm sorry, it's not just it's like feeling the vibration of the earth, okay, the movements, the life, the, the everything about that, and vibration and sound and tone and things like that is so important with the elephant. Her feet are like antenna on the ground, okay? She can feel all kinds of vibrations coming in. And her ears and her brain, the way it's developed, can hear and sense vibration in the air. So she is completely tuned into nature in all the elements, okay? And not only can she receive the frequencies and the signals, but she can trumpet it back into nature with her loud voice, her loud trumpet. That can be heard for miles and miles, the trumpeting of an elephant. So not only can she receive, but she can send. And to me, that's highly, highly psychic energy. So that karma that gets dealt is not dealt willy-nilly. It's dealt very fairly. Okay? So then after that, I dealt out the second layer here with the easy tarot. Now we're gonna go on. On top of the Wheel of Fortune, we drew the King of Swords. That's Aquarius energy. On top of the Five of Shells, we drew the Queen of Swords. That's also Aquarius Libra energy. So we've got Libra in play. Libra, again, is the South Node, and that's where we're coming from. We're coming from trying to balance those relationships. On top of the Hierophant, the Bull, which is Taurus energy, we dropped the Ace of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles is the Ace is it's always from the divine. It's a level up. It's an unexpected gift from the divine to help something begin. Okay, we've been again more Pentacles energy, Earth energy. Taurus is very concerned with comfort and stability and routine and things like that. On top of that, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. So there was a new opportunity to start something like maybe a business, maybe a side hustle. There was something that was going to boost the income a little bit, but that came out of nowhere and was a little gift from the heavens. But in order to bring that to fruition, you had to go into Seven of Pentacles, which was the cultivating of that one pentacle. Okay? What, honey? What, baby? Oh my goodness, you are so needy right now. Hi, you can't stay up here though. No. 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 Don't you lay down. No. Sorry. She ignores me all day until I sit down at this table. Okay, then on Heron, 2 of Feathers, 2 of Swords, we drop the Magician. Then on the 10 of Shells, Hippo, we drop the 5 of Pentacles. And on Justice, we dropped 2, which was the Moon, and the 3 of Swords. That was the other Cancer energy that we were dealing with. And on Penguin, the Page of Cups, we dropped the 5 of Cups again. So there's double regret here. It's not only at the heart of what was seen, but it's on the anchor card as well. There was a relinquishing of something, and now they're in regrets. Okay, there's grief here. And yeah, it's a grieving of the loss of like the celebratory phase of a relationship, okay? So let's look at this all together. The King of Swords is the judge and jury, but he's not the executioner. The Queen of Swords is. If you look at them together like this, one has their sword up and one has their sword down. That means he's the judge, but she swings the sword, okay? So he comes to conclusions, he comes to what is true. She accepts things forward and hears them. He is the energy of judging what she's hearing. And then he's like, okay, that has to go, swing your sword. And she's like, fine by me. And she, off with their heads. This is Libra and Aquarius energy. So there was some kind of judgment call on this cycle, okay, with the Wheel of Fortune. That's divine timing. That's the turning of the heavens, the turning of life in general, okay? That's whatever. And then the King of Swords here is, he's cool, and if this is a person, and it just might be with these 2 people here because we've got a king and a queen. No, ma'am. No. Oh, are you serious? I must appease the beastie. I will be right back. Wow, she really did have to interrupt me because it was a little bit past her lunchtime. I paused at 47:10 for anyone looking for number 6. So, I'm sorry this is so long-winded and that I stutter so bad, but let's go over this again. Wheel of Fortune, there was I feel like there was a judgment call on a cycle, okay? Cycle had to end, the king had to make that determination. Here on the 5 of Shells, that Queen of Swords energy, that was a tough decision. But the thing with the air signs is that they are impartial, okay? They are unbiased, they are fair. Because air, it has no preference. Okay, the only preference here is for truth. Okay, we would rather function in truth, even if it's painful, than function in illusion and lies. Okay, because you cannot create a stable reality on illusion and lies. But you can on truth, no matter how difficult the truth may be. Okay, so the King of Air, we have cool and detached. He's intriguing and analytical, a rational man who prefers logic over passion. He's articulate, liberal, intelligent, independent, confident, unconventional, curious, eccentric, authoritative, yet welcoming. That's the thing with Aquarius energy. They're ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is the only planet that spins sideways. So he's very unconventional, he's rebellious, he's out of the norm, okay? So there was some kind of judgment call here that maybe was a little bit off brand, not off brand, maybe off brand. It was not easy for others to accept because it was a little bit, I heard, controversial. Controversial. I heard it through a lot of people, okay? I feel like, okay, what I feel like happened was the king, the meme where the kid is riding the bike and he puts the stick in his own wheel and he's like, why did this happen? Or something like that. I feel like the king took his sword and put his sword in the wheel to like stop the cycle from continuing. Um, Part of me feels like the queen is here going, I wouldn't have done it that way, but I mean, I guess it had to be like that. And now that's where the regret is coming in. I think she's the part of him that is a little bit regretful that it had to be done this way. Whatever that, however that resonates for you. However this cycle ended, the judgment on how it ended was not optimal, but it had to be. It's like ripping the band-aid off. You know, it hurt, but it had to come off. So then we've got the Ace of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles on the Bull. I feel like there was a chance to redo something or start over. There was something that had to start over, brand new. And after some careful cultivation, it's coming along nicely, okay? Um, then on the Two of Feathers, which is the Heron, again, this was peer deeply and contemplate patiently. Inner vision, balance the head and the heart. It's reflect, examine, and introspection. You have to choose the truth. There's two here, head and heart, and you have to pick one. Okay? And on top of that, we drew the Magician, which is master manifestation energy. Somebody in the collective, you or somebody you're interacting with, is manifesting whatever they have decided is going to be their new reality. I love this energy. Again, back to basics because Aries energy. So this is the other side of that Libra Aries North Node, South Node, okay? The Magician is Aries energy, and here we had Libra energy and Taurus. Taurus was the tradition, Libra was the relationship. Aries is fuck this shit, I'm out, okay? I'm creating something new. Okay, now with the relinquishing of this old cycle on this supposedly happy Ten of Shells hippo environment, we have the Five of Pentacles, which is the out in the cold, loss and grief, and it comes right underneath the Five of Shells, which was loss and grief, and it comes right before the other Five of Cups, loss and grief. So there's heartbreak here. This was a tough decision. Um, Five of Pentacles. Okay, so remember we were mourning the loss of the Three of Cups, which was the celebratory kind of energy of a new relationship. Okay, so in this card, in the Five of Pentacles, they're in front of this stained glass window, and the light is shining through three of those pentacles. Okay, three pentacles. That is the Three of Pentacles from the card of cooperation and building something. What they were building in the Three of Cups was that stained glass, or in the Three of Pentacles was that stained glass window. Okay, and they were doing it to specifications of somebody else. So now that it's built, it feels like, how do I explain this? They feel like they've lost everything on this Five of Cups, okay? It feels like they are out in the cold, they're poor, they're broken, everything is gone, everything they worked for in that cycle, see how it's like in a circle? Everything they worked for with that other person is gone, and this light shining through it is the memory of them working together to build this, okay? But the good thing about this card is that if you can look at it at a different way, change the vibration change the vibration of how you are looking at this, okay? There was a relinquishing of a Three of Cups, but there's going to be the opportunity, okay? That's what this Ace of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles is opportunity. There is an opportunity to manifest Magician energy out of the basics, a new cooperative relationship. let me hold on, let me clarify that. Yeah. So you're manifesting a way out of this feeling of lack, okay? That comes out of this supposed Ten of Cups situation. There was a feeling of loss in this dynamic, okay? What you're not seeing is that there will be an opportunity to work with someone. That's that Three of Pentacles energy, to work with somebody in order to rebuild, okay? Now, here on Justice, we've got the pain of ending this cycle with the Moon and the Three of Swords. So, again, Cancer energy with the Moon. This could have happened within the last moon phases. I feel like this has been since about April, because that's when the lunar and solar eclipse cycle ended. So it could be that kind of moon. Otherwise, Cancer energy, Venus is in Cancer right now. Venus rules Taurus and Libra. So, the moon is in play here. This is like, again, what did I say about Cancer energy? This is intuitive, motherly energy. This is in tune with the tides. Remember, I was talking about how the elephant is in tune with nature's rhythms by, hearing the vibration and feeling the vibration in the earth and the sky. Well, the moon is Cancer energy, the crab. They live in the tide pools, and they are ruled by the cycles of the sea, cycles of the ocean, the tides, the emotions that come in and out, flowing to the surface and going back to the deep, coming up from, the subconscious, and basking in the moonlight. It's like it's a symbol of bringing things up that are hidden, and letting them express in the moonlight. The moonlight is the intuitive feminine energy, okay? But now there's heartbreak here with the Three of Swords. Threes to me is in balance. Is like the Two of Swords we had here, which was a choice between head and heart, and then the Three of Swords here, which was something introduced into the dynamic that just cut it all out, okay? And that is what brings the heartbreak. It's interesting to me that the heartbreak card is in the air element and not in the cups element, which is the heart, okay? It's in the mind. This heartbreak is is in the mind, so it feels like it's something that was found out. It's information that was learned. It's something that was unexpected. And that's why it hurts so much, because you didn't see it coming. You didn't sense it coming. It wasn't in the information. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm saying it's interesting that the Three of Swords, this heartbreak card, is in the air energy in the mind instead of in the cups energy in the heart. Um, this feels like betrayal, okay? Um, that was the karma. So there was karma for this betrayal. And this is in the unseen energy. So this is energy that's not, you're not showing other people. This is all stuff that either you're dealing with internally, or this is energy that, like, the divine is working on the down low, okay? So now I also have to say that they're telling me be strong, because whatever this karma is about to be dealt is going to be fair across the board, for better or worse, okay? So even though something might work out in your favor, there's still going to be a bite. There still might be a payment, a loss involved, okay? But it has to even things out equally. Now, on the Anchor card, again with the Five of Cups, Somebody dipped their cup back into the emotional waters and came up with a big old goose egg. They asked the fish, what does it look like down there? And the fish came up and said, not good, man. Not good. Either you or they are down on one knee humbled. Okay? The regret is resurfacing, I hear. The grief has resurfaced. The guilt has resurfaced. So let's get a summary on this because we're already at an hour. And I tried dealing things out beforehand so that we could cut down on time, but I'm too wordy. I'm too wordy. Sorry about that. So, let's get a summary here. Um, there was a decision between a king and a queen, okay? This could be Libra Aquarius energy. We also have Taurus and Aries. Libra, Taurus, Aries, and Aquarius energy. Okay? So there was a decision that something had to end. Something that had been gone on too long because there was obligation involved, there was tradition involved, there was duty involved. This is that Lilith energy, that Eve, you know what I mean? Lilith and Virgo, Virgo being the Vestal Virgins, being the hearth and home. There had to be a change. The change was manifested after hard balancing consideration of head over heart information. There was a 10 of Cups situation that had to be reduced, and now there was 5 of Pentacles, or somebody was put out in the cold emotionally and financially. The justice in this is that everything was, see there, I feel like there was something hidden though under the moon energy here with this illusion. Okay, that was the justice. The justice is there was a cutting away of this illusion. Unfortunately, pulling away the illusion was the heartache. That's what was heartbreaking. Okay, to realize that all of this was happening under the moon. It was fake. It was illusion. Okay. And in the anchor card, we've got Page of Cups, where somebody is trying to come out of it, renew something, maybe try to dip their toe back in the water of being, emotional connections. And if they do have an opportunity to create another emotional connection with someone, it is triggering this revisiting of the grief and guilt that they had in the beginning when they had to relinquish the old relationship in the first place. I hope that's resonating. I hope the messages are reaching you for your highest good. Not all messages will resonate for every person. So if one doesn't resonate now, you can leave it, but keep it in mind, okay? It might make sense at a later time. You're all at different points in your timelines. So if you're vibing with my content, please leave a like. Please leave ma'am, you're in the way. Do the thingies, like, please leave a like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Oh, to help the algorithm get my content more seen, check in the description box because you'll find my email. You can email me and we can discuss a 1-question personal or a 1-question birth chart inquiry, either one for $20. So you'll also find links to my Venmo and Cash App if you feel so moved as to leave me a donation. That would be much appreciated also. Thank you so much for any and all feedback. Here we've got 3 ancestor cards. Huey, what you think? We've got the Star Ancestor, follow the voice of your soul. We've got the Stargazer, see your sign, set your sights higher. And we've got the Snake, shed old skin. Okay. I'm not sure how they want me to arrange this, though. Hi, baby. I think we'll do the two stargazers first and then the shedding the old skin. So let's go to the book. I'm going to try to hurry this along because this is already over an hour. And I know that not everybody can sit and listen to me ramble and stutter for over an hour. I wouldn't expect you to either. Star Ancestor, follow the voice of your soul. Hi, baby. Okay. It says, heed the messages coming directly from your soul. I feel like that could be part of the elephant energy. Okay? You okay? Yeah. All right. It says, there is a deeper purpose to your human journey. Not only were you born on purpose, you were born for a purpose. You were born to be bright light in the world, and there are supporters out there in the universe sending waves of energy to guide you at this time. My light just flickered. I don't know if anyone saw that. Information and inspiration. Oh, that's the Two of Swords. Remember, heart over head, inspiration over information. That has been coming your way recently is not new information, but memories. Your feelings of being drawn in a particular direction are the awakening of an aspect of your soul. You're being drawn towards a road that will not only light you up, but also help you light up your corner of the world. Continue following the cosmic guidance that is coming your way. Okay, that's wonderful. Then we have Stargazer. Set your sights higher. With Stargazer, I feel that Aquarius energy. The Aquarius energy card is the star card. And to me, the star card is not only setting wishes and dreams, but it's setting your sails towards home, because once you decide on walking your purpose, you're setting your soul towards home, I guess is one way to describe it. Set your sights higher. Go beyond your limitations and believe that the impossible is possible. Ma'am, can you stop, please? Hey, hey, stop. You're on TV. Stop. You're on the verge of a miracle. All of your dreams and aspirations are within your grasp, and you're being guided to focus on your vision, okay? The angels who are with you are encouraging you. There is nothing that you cannot have or achieve. There's an opportunity at this time to heal an old wound or pattern of lack. Oh, okay. That's that Five of Pentacles energy with the Ace of Pentacles. A pattern of lack and not feeling good enough. Okay. In the past, you've often found it impossible to recognize your worth and to believe that you are deserving of blessings. Angel and ancestor wisdom is reminding you that you are an incredible and infinite spark of the universe. Okay? And the universe is not only within you, it absolutely adores you. You are talented, filled with strength, and have the abilities you need to turn your wildest dreams into reality. So this to me feels like Aries energy. Again, we have with the Magician. This feels like, remember I was mentioning earlier about pulling energy into the self so that we can heal and feel revitalized, okay? Our goals are re-envisioned. We put effort now into what we want, what we can be. We're healing. We're healing after this heartbreak because we gave so much. Five of Pentacles to that relationship that just did not pan out well for us. And now we're at snake energy. Star, ancestor, stargazer, and snake. Okay? Let's try to find here. Snake. Shed old skin. So this is encouragement to move on from this cycle, okay? To let the wheel of fortune turn, to let the king and the queen call judgment on whatever that they need to so they can cut old things away, all right? And then shed it like a snake. It says, cast off the old, reveal your true colors, talents, and gifts to the world. So this is another call to be true to yourself and your gifts and your abilities. I feel like whatever that false situation was that bull kept you in, that tradition kept you in, was not allowing you to function at your best. Okay, it was making you function at someone else's best, not yours. The energy of renewal is washing over your life at this time. If for some reason you feel that your true self hasn't been recognized or you've been misread by others, know this energy is now leaving you. As you've been working through your old stories and all these self limiting beliefs that you've accumulated along the way, you've been peeling away a shield of skin that has created limiting experiences. Your own personal commitment to growth has been recognized, and now the eternal world will begin to reflect all of the work that you've been doing within. If you feel someone you love has misunderstood you recently, they will be able to see beyond that if you're willing to recognize your own challenges. This is a time for renewal, abundance, and connection. So let yourself be reborn and celebrated, okay? And that does call for, even if the celebration has to come from you, okay? Celebrate that renewal because you're moving into something more. Snakes shed because they grow. So now, after this cycle ends and that old skin is allowed to fall away, you're going to be bigger. You're going to shine in different places. You're going to have maybe a few extra little scales, you know? You're going to have a few extra trophies. You're going to have a few extra experiences, extra lessons, extra, knowledge. So that makes you bigger than you were. Okay? And you need to embrace that and celebrate it even if other people don't. So let's go on to the theme deck and we'll get a few lighthearted additional messages for Pisces. Thank you for sticking with me this long, Pisces. I know I'm long-winded and I stutter. I apologize. But this was big energy to have to deal with Neptune and Saturn both going retrograde, and Neptune in opposition to Lilith in Virgo. That's that traditional bull stuff, and all of it being upheaved and looked at and reviewed, and some people are choosing different paths, and shaking all that off, it can be painful and heartbreaking because that structure was supposed to bring stability and truth, and it didn't, it didn't in the end. So let's get some more messages for Pisces, please. I hope this resonated, Pisces. See, there's the conflict. That was painful. Okay. Any more? All right, there. That's it. Fairy Godmother, the Star. All right, we started with Aquarius. We're kind of ending with it, too. So let's see here. The first card we dropped, I believe, was the Raven. And this is watch the signs and synchronicities. So we know that ravens leave gifts, okay, to people that they connect with. They leave little trinkets. This one is bringing a watch that says 1111, and 1111 is the soulmate. So this might be en route. Now, after this cycle, after we cleaned that out, after we released the old, after we allowed ourselves to grow, and after we called judgment on these old constraining structures, now we might be opening up to a soulmate coming in. This might be way in the future, though. Okay. We also dropped, remember you are water. It says cry, feel, cleanse, flow, and let go. Okay? There. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that. Then we dropped Fortune Cookie. You're getting useful advice, a small luck, and encouragement. That could have to do with that Ace of Pentacles that might be in the future. Okay? Then we have the dice, which is take a chance. Roll the dice, take a chance. All right? My light just flickered again. We have Cauldron, which means something is stewing, simmering, and processing. You've got some things on the fire, Pisces. That's wonderful. Make sure you stir them so they don't boil over, okay? And then we've got Fairy Godmother. This is the star card, Aquarius energy, blessings, healing, a wish, a new direction, renewal, and finding your way. Okay. I love this for you, Pisces. Thank you for sticking with me. I might come back in a little while with a collective read. This was just Pisces specific. Thank you so much for sharing this with me. And until I see you again, thanks. Take care. Bye.